Hi, Tara here. A few subscribers have asked me just to do a little follow-up on the fall. So thank you all for all the lovely comments. Thank you very much. I love reading all your comments, and I love it when you put in about what you've experienced with your horses and what's going on in your life. It's really great. So thank you very much. Sorry I can't do perhaps more writing in some of the comments, but I've had over 100 emails just on the fall, so thank you very much. I do read them all, and I always put a little sort of acknowledgement, unless of course we get the odd person that's really nasty, and then I don't bother. But luckily now I don't get very many nasty emails, messages on my videos. I'm doing this in sort of sections because I'm trying to think of what to say to you all. When I got back to the vetting, of course I couldn't run, I was too stiff. So I asked a lady that was there to trot Farouk up for his vetting, and obviously passed with flying colours, nothing wrong with that horse, he's super fit. I felt well enough to, there was a paramedic there, and asked if I was all right, and did I want to be checked over, and I says no, I know what it is, it's bruised. There's nothing you can do. I may have I did slightly hit the fence as I came down, so it might be a cracked rib, but there's nothing you can do for broken ribs. And I've had one or two in my life from falls, so I know what it's like. You can't cough without it hurting, you can't laugh without it hurting, so you just have to, it just takes time for it to heal. Drove home, no problem at all, and Renz and Steve were at home, so they just sent me off for a bath, nice warm bath and a soak, and they just sorted Farouk out. And at the ride I managed just to give him a little bit of a wash off, not as much as I would normally do, but I just couldn't manage it. No problem getting the saddle off and putting that away, and that was really it. Just came home. I haven't ridden since, not that I'm frightened or anything, it's just I'm just sore. So I've been using the pool to get back into, when I felt better, which was like a couple of days later, I've started swimming again. Now today is Tuesday, and that fall happened a week last Saturday, so it's been a little while. Boys have been out in the field having a nice time, hopefully, being horses. We've been and checked them, and I think next time they go out I will put their fly rugs on, because the flies are now just getting a bother, and it really helps having these zebra rugs on, so I will do that next time. Ike is doing very well. He's been slow to heal. We're going to take him back to the vets on Thursday just for a final checkup, make sure everything's going along as it should be. We are having some more work done to the house. It's been an ongoing process, this house, because it's so old and everything needed doing because it was just so neglected. So the chaps yesterday, our plumber came and made a start on putting in a new oil boiler. So we're having it all revamped, the head central heating system. And he went up in the attic and discovered a huge wasp's nest. We had one last year outside. This year, well, in fact, it's probably been there for 2 years, because we had the expert come out to spray it, and he thought that the queen has probably been there for 2 years. It's a massive thing. I have done a little video of it, so I hope you can sort of see it, because I think that I've never come across wasp nests before until last year, and apparently the guy says wasps live near beehives, because when the weather's bad they go and eat the bees' food that they've stored, and our neighbour has beehives, so I think this is going to be an ongoing problem. Anyway, hopefully it's been sorted. He also found 2 other nests which he got from the outside. We're having a new kitchen, so it's all very exciting, and an extra window put in so we can look out over the neighbours' fields. So I'll do a short video of that. I think some of you may find that interesting. So I think that's about it. I do genuinely love reading all your comments, and if you can include a little bit about what you've experienced and what you're doing with your horses, that would be lovely. I'm sorry I can't go into too great a detail answering. I do try to make time to do a little comment, but I hope you appreciate that I do get 50 to 150 emails every day, so I do read them all, and I do try to comment as much as I can, time allowing, obviously. Anyway, thank you very much. Oh, I haven't waffled on too much. I've had to do it in little sections because I never know what to say, really. I'm not very... yeah, so there we are. TTFN. He's just going to spray it, and then we're going to leave the room, as there'll be some coming in from the fields that aren't already here. He's found another nest.
Well, okay. We just checked that there are no bats up there by going on the loft from the inside, but there is a part wall that stops him from getting to the nest, so we are approaching the nest now from the outside, and that should take care of the job.
It's a Bendigo carp.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
It doesn't irritate them per se. They don't get mad with it. See, if I was using a permethrin, they would go mad. It'd kill them just the same, but they'll be angry. These will be angry, but not as angry. Which is what we want. Some
We've taken some of the lower branches off the remaining trees because I know the horse is just going to, well, Apollo is just going to eat them for fun. He'll just put his head up and eat them. So we've decided to take the lowest ones off, make it tidier, ready for when they can come into the paddock. I'm hoping it might be this year because it's doing really well. That's the paddock from the upstairs. You can see there's a few brown patches where the seed hasn't taken. But it's coming along. We've got a lot of house martins staying with us. Marvellous things. Eat lots of insects, which is good, because we have a lot here. Our fly catchers have done well. We've still left plenty for the house martins though. Ike likes our new patio. Spends a lot of time out there. Convalescing nicely. We've just brought Apollo and Farouk up from the field. The other day the vet came to check Apollo's poorly tooth, and it's progressing very nicely, so nothing needed doing at this stage. At the same time, he took away 2 poo samples, 1 from each boy, and had them checked for worms. I don't worm them unless they need worming. That's the best policy we've found. So we have the poo checked to sit, you know, and a worm count done, and Apollo needs a wormer, and Farouk was borderline, but we've decided to have him wormed as well. So that's what we're going to do now. This is the wormer that we're using, 2 different wormers. This one's for Apollo. This was recommended by the vets. It has a little gauge on for people that like to watch our videos that don't have horses. It has a little gauge, and it's done in weight. Now Apollo, it's 560 to 570 kilos. So I've set that at 560, and then you just have to get it into his mouth without him spitting it out. And of course it stops it going up. This little thing stops it going in further than it should. The amount, I mean. I think they can see. Come on, good boy. Yes, a good boy. That's a bit of grass in it coming out. I thought it was the stuff, but there you go. Get it all over your tongue and everywhere.
Good boy.
Good boy. You just have that now, and then he can have his dinner. His little dinner's ready. That's all they get nowadays. Yes, a good boy. So this is the wormer we're using for Farouk, and again the weight of the horse is here, and Farouk weighs 480 thereabouts. So just wind that down to 480. Good boy. Good. Good boy.
Good boy. Good boy. Good boy.
Yes.
Good man.
I hope it tastes okay. Want me to lick it off? Pick it off. Go on, good boy. Pick it off. You'll have seen I just unclipped him at the time because he's more sensitive. He could have gone back and pulled himself,
Yeah.
and he could have pulled the rope out of the fastening out of the stable. So it's best just to be cautious. That's why I held him with the rope off. But Apollo, being a good boy, you don't need to do that with him. Can you just lick that off? And then you dispose of the waste, of course, carefully. Yes, it's dinner. Yes, it's dinner. You've still got it all over your face, that, you know. I hope you're going to rip it off. There, he's got his little foot up. He so enjoys his din-dins. So hopefully the bit that's on the side of his face will get licked off. I don't know if you can see, he's still got it on his face. He said on the, yes, there we are. So hopefully he'll lick that off as well. It's only a little bit, so if he doesn't get it, it doesn't matter. Having his dinner. He sometimes lifts his foot. When I say sometimes, he's done it twice that I've ever seen, and that was recently, so I don't know if he's copied it off Farouk. That's all, folks. TTFN.